What's up, guys? It's your boy Kazaris back with another fun little deck profile, a brand new deck profile, the new Dark Magician cards. So the brand new card we got, for those who are unaware, if you're living under a rock, is Magician Navigation. It is a fantastic card, always played in the TCG decks. One of the first really great TCG retrained DM supports that we're getting into Duel Links. The other ones like Dark Magical Circle and Eternal Soul, stuff like that. But for starters, this is a great card to get. So what it does is you special summon a Dark Magician from your hand and then a level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster from your deck. So you have to have the Dark Magician in hand, so that's why we're playing the Trick Up the Sleeve skill here. It is our only level 7 Dark Spellcaster, so we will always start with it. So Magician's Navigation will always be live. And then the turn, so if it's in the graveyard, except the turn it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to negate a face-up spell or trap card. So fantastic card. So if turn 3 your opponent goes like Wall of D, Econ, something like that, you can just banish it from your grave and negate it during the battle phase. Fantastic card. So in addition, we are playing our 3 Magician's Rod. Just got 3 more. I don't know why they gave us 5 and not just like the third. Because we got 2 from Arcana's level ups. I don't know why they gave us 3 additional. Anyway, so we got our 3rd, 4th, and 5th Magician's Rod recently. This card is the Searcher of the deck. It is your Amazona's Princess, your Elemental, your Stratos, however you want to look at it. So when you normal summon it, you add a spell or trap that specifically lists Dark Magician in its card text from your deck to your hand. So either Magician Navigation the majority of the time, or if you already have it, you can add Dark Magic Attack. So Dark Magic Attack is literally just Harpy's Feather Duster. I don't think I need any explanation there. It's too good not to play, honestly. Like Thousand Knives you can avoid because battle is pretty easy to, or because destroying monsters is pretty easy to do with this deck since your monsters are pretty big. And you're also playing World Legacy Clash as well. So just a very good card overall, proactive and reactive. Just banish your Dark Magician so that it doesn't die, and reduce your opponent's monster by 2,500. I was thinking about playing Beatdown, but I was like, I'd rather just have like the guaranteed Magician Navigation be live, and then have like Clash and stuff for attack reduction. And then your 2 other tech traps are your Treacherous here and your Vigilance. Vigilance should always be active because you should always be able to summon your Dark Magician here between these 6. Spellbook consistency again. Your 3 Blue Boy, your 3 Spellbook of Secrets. So very good 2 traps, I think. You could play 2 Tretch, but I don't know. I feel like Vigilance just acts as like your second Tretch. And I needed room for this cool little tech here, Knight's End Sorcerer. So this is one of the level 7 or lower Dark Spellcasters that you'll be summoning from the deck. So when it's summoned, you can target up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them, and it's a level 2 tuner as well. So against Neos, you can banish Fusion and Bacon. Instantly neutralizes the first turn fusion play that they had. And then as a level 2 tuner, oh, that's my bad, I forgot to add extra cards. But anyway, so I could talk about that while I'm doing it. So it's a level 2 tuner, so you can make Vermilion Dragon Mech with the Dark Magician and the Knight's End Sorcerer. And then Vermilion Dragon is an additional pop because it can banish the Sorcerer in the grave. So that's a very good card. We're going to add a Cloud Castle as well, if I can find it real quick. Because that's a level 9. It's also very good. 3,100 versus Mech's 2,700. Like against the Blue Eyes, I can just summon. I mean, I guess either one works technically. But Cloud Castle will always get over it. What else can we make? We can make the 9 with the 7 and the 2. We can make a 5, so we can play the Armades here because we can make it with Rod and Knight's End. So just play 2 there. I mean, we're only going to be making 1 in theory, or like unless you make Vermilion Mech first and then it dies by card effect, and then you can add back the Sorcerer and then make another one. But majority of the time, we're going to be making 1 synchro. So it really doesn't matter what else you play. I can't make Arcanite, unfortunately. We don't have any 5s. What else? I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. Should add some random shit. Arcanite, sure. I mean, I don't know. We shouldn't be adding random stuff. That's my bad. We should add stuff that we can potentially make, like 2 that and 2 3s, and then a 6 as well, right, with Kaiku. So let's add the Stardust Charge. That's good enough. Let's get rid of an Armades. We can add a Sirius. There we go. All right, I like that extra deck. Decent. I'm potentially able to summon all of them. Majority of the time is going to be Armades, Vermilion, and Stardust Charge, and Cloud Castle. These two are just kind of in there randomly. And then also Silent Magician. So the thing with Trick Up the Sleeve is that you can't summon effect monsters the turn you use the skill. So the very beginning you can't summon, you can't special summon effect monsters. Sorry. That was kind of like a nerf to Blue Eyes, because they would always add Cosmo Brain and then always be able to summon Cosmo Brain first turn. But that's okay, because with us we're going to be setting the trap, and then the next turn we're going to be summoning our monsters. So we can always summon Rod, but we can't special Magician over Rod. But that's okay, because we're always going to have monsters on the field for the following turn, and then we can summon Silent Magician and then Crash and stuff like that, have negates for our level 8. And then the one teched Kaiku here, a fantastic card against the meta. Your opponent can't banish, so like the same thing with. So Night's End is proactive, so it actively banishes them, but this prevents your opponent from banishing, so almost the same effect. Against spellbooks, it's very good, especially like if you just summon it off of navigation before they get their turn rolling, then they won't be able to fate you at all, which is just fantastic. So that's the deck. Let's get into some gameplay here. Bear with me. I have played one game with this. Although, I mean, I know how it works. I've played it in the TCG many a times, but like Duel Links, it's just, I don't know. It's a whole different animal. You know, you gotta take it in stride. So we're going to hopefully not be against Weevil, as this guy's picture indicates. Okay, so Yugi, probably playing Dark Magicians. The box just came out. He's playing Yugi. Probably loves Dark Magician, but we'll see. Who knows? We will find out. So this hand is garbage, but that's okay. Yep, this hand is a brick. Wow. Not sure how I feel about the Silent Magician stuff, honestly, especially with Trick Up the Sleeve. You're not going to be able to summon them first turn, regardless. I don't think I like it, actually. I think they just would be better served with back row. Maybe an additional Kaiku, so that you can hard draw it sometimes. So that would free up 4 slots, right? So we could add a third Dark Magician for the potential to resolve more than one navigation. A second Kaiku. He's playing Neos, by the way. That's pretty cool. We could add so third DM, second Kaiku, 2 back row slots maybe? We could add an Illusion Magic so that we can add Dark Magician more often. Back from grave too. I'm just going to pop right. Oof. That is not game, actually. Interesting. It's 34. Yeet. So ideally we draw. Navigation could work, or Rod. 1 of 6 out of 10. Yikes. So yeah. So well, I kind of confirmation bias. We had one game and the Silent Magician cards were awful. So I mean that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad, but honestly, I was never a fan of like playing that in the first place, because I want some variety, you know. Dark Magician, I don't want to immediately splash Silent Magician in it. So we're going to go back and change the deck a bit. We're going to add Illusion Magic. What good third back row card could we use? Just an Econ, maybe? Just a single Econ? A single lone Econ. Or we could play the Dragon. Let's look at my favorites. Lone Floodgate. Lone Cyclone. Fuck it. Let's just play an Econ too. That seems decent. Alright. I like that a little bit better. We're going to get back into it real quick. So there you go. You get to see my thought process when I'm thinking. You know, honestly, in hindsight, we had one game and the Silent Magician cards were bad. We didn't give him a chance, you know. Like the hand was just bad. So in theory, when you're changing cards, think of it this way. So that hand we had, right? So we had Dark Magician, Dark Magic Attack, Silent Magician, and World Legacy Clash. If that Silent Magician had been any of the 4 cards we added, would it have made a difference? And then we drew level 8 for turn, so that could have been another one of the 4 cards we added. So, great hand here. Going to Rod, Search, Navigation. Get our glossy one. Yeet. Didn't get lucky with Prismatic, but whatever. We got 3. I'll take it. Set 2 and pass. So what I was saying. So think about it this way: when you're changing cards, think about what you're putting in for the cards you're taking out, and think about all the situations where you've had those cards and thought they were bad. Would the card you're putting in have made that situation better? So we are going to let this slide, right? It's unfortunate that we can't Knight's End. That's right, because it has to, yeah, because the other level 7 has to go from deck. So we are going to nav here, because we're going to summon the Kaiku. We don't want him to AD changer, or be able to. So special that, in attack, and then special the Kaiku from deck. Bada bing! Now we have World Legacy Clash. It's going to attack, maybe something. And we are going to chain Clash, and then we can negate the power of the Guardians. Next turn with Navigation. He won't be able to negate with Slash, I don't think. No, he will. Oh, right. That's unfortunate. So the thing is, so when they activate an actual equip spell, Slash is able to negate because they have an equip spell on the field. But when Slash is attempting to equip a monster, he can't do it because the monster isn't technically equipped to him yet. That's unfortunate. So should come back. Yeah, because it's just banishing until the end phase for the cost. So it will come back for sure. It's unfortunate. So what can we do here? Sucks that he had. If it was anything besides, if it was like Black Metal Dragon, he shouldn't have been able to negate it because Black Metal Dragon has to resolve for it to be treated as an equip card. So Slash wouldn't have been able to negate there either. I'm going to take a fat 17 to the face. Return, DM. What can we draw? That is an option, and now we can make a synchro. Huh? That's a card. That is a card. Now we can make mech, right? Vermilion Dragon mech. That's cool. That is very cool. Yeah, fuck it. I could save it for the fusion, but I don't think I'll need to, in all honesty. Nah, that might have been a misplay. Probably should have saved it for the fusion that we know he searched. Alright. Let's scroll up. Yeah, I sent that out of fusion. Yeah, well, that was stupid, actually. Very stupid of me, anyway. Yeah, so we're going to summon the mech. Knights and Sorcerers are a pretty cool card. Wish it was in the deck so we could have special it over the Kaiku. Yeah. Going to pop. But it won't matter because he has the fusion. So yeah, so we should have absolutely saved the navigation for the fusion, and then that would have been the ball game because he wouldn't have been able to negate it. So that's unfortunate. Like I was saying, first game of the deck, still getting used to all the interactions. Kind of more focused on just playing the cards instead of thinking with them, which is a bad habit, of course, but regardless, I'm just going to make as many excuses as possible because I'm a YouTuber and I don't misplay. LOL. We're going to take Vermilion Mech has to destroy my card effect, right? Okay, so we can't get back the Knight's End, unfortunately. What can we do? I don't think anything. Yeah, Nav is going to be dead here. So yeah, so that's the ball game. Alas, it's alright. I'm going to go back to the drawing board, but I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of first look. I just want to get the video out there because it's new and I get clicks and likes and views. And being a new YouTuber, it's kind of what you need. So tell your friends. Thanks for watching. I might revisit it kind of soon, give you guys an updated version when I actually mess around with it for real. But I will catch you in the next one. Peace.